Royals baseball comes to you from Houston, Texas for the deciding game of a three-game series after two low-scoring one-run games. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Last weekend in Kansas City, the Astros outscored the Royals 24-9. But in this series, the Royals have really turned the pitching around, beginning with the starting rotation.
It's been fabulous. Just hope that Hamill can continue that. These games have been really close. And from the mound, it can't get much better. They've been competing against the world's best offense and the world's best team. Hamill has the chance. His last 6 starts, he's been outstanding. Look at that ERA. He's lowered his ERA almost 2 full points in the last 6 games. He's been doing a great job, his slider. But you know what? He's pitching to contact. That's been a big thing for him. Pitching to contact, getting handshakes, and win a series would be great.
And they're going up against Gerrit Cole, one of the Astros' best pitchers and one of the best pitchers in the major leagues so far this year. First overall pick and was on his way to being a disappointment, but it's just taken a change of uniform for him.
Man, Gerrit Cole, this guy's a beast. He not only has stuff, but this guy, he's an animal. He's got intense competitor, no question about it. He's making a huge difference for them this year.
So he'll be a handful today for Alex Gordon and the Royals. We'll have more from Houston right after this. Friday, ending a 9-game losing streak. The Astros bounced back yesterday and took the game in 12 innings, 4-3. The lineups and the first pitch are coming up next. Inside. The Royals are 1-1, 2 games into a tough stretch. 15 straight games against the Astros, Angels, Brewers, Mariners, Indians, and Red Sox, who are combined 93 games above 500. Here's the Royals lineup today. Rosell Herrera will lead off for the first time. Alex Gordon will bat second. Salvador Perez and Whit Merrifield will get the day off today, so Drew Butera is behind the plate, and Adalberto Mondesi will be at second base. Facing Garrett Cole, and those are impressive numbers right there, 2.59 ERA, but in his first 9 starts, his ERA was 1.75.
Yep.
And it really doesn't matter how you put a lineup together against Garrett Cole, because he holds lefties and righties under 175. He's the only pitcher in Major League Baseball that have held lefties and righties under 175.
No doubt about it, he's going to be really tough on the Royals, but you know what? They can beat them. They're very confident. Protect inside, that 9.5% line drive rate. That's the second lowest in Major League Baseball behind Max Scherzer. That's pretty good company. But he likes to come in, no question about it. Just the opponent's just hitting 107 on that. So look in, turn and burn. Defensively, Josh Reddick, he's in right field. He's a star, man. I like him. He plays hard. He's 8th in outfield assists with 6. No errors in his 50 games this year. Stassi, he's getting an opportunity to catch today. He's thrown out 23% of would-be base stealers, and he hasn't made an error in 41 games. He's been a nice backup.
Garrett Cole was the first overall pick out of UCLA in 2011. And was trending in the wrong direction. Last year was the worst season of his big league career. So it's a good time for the Astros to make a deal, and he has really turned his career around. And his first pitch of the game is outside for strike 1.
Well, look, Cole does not need any help, that's for sure. He's got outstanding stuff.
Wow.
Better be hacking today.
A little bit different strike zone than the one yesterday, presented by Bill Welke. 1 ball and 2 strikes. First few years, very good for Cole. And then last year and the year before, he was 19 and 22. And he opens his day with his 139th strikeout of the year. That is 3rd best in the league. So 3 good years. He looked like a first overall pick. And then his last 2 years in Pittsburgh, pretty average. And then off to a great start this year.
Look at that, the electric slider there. That's a beauty. And so far so good this year. AJ Hinch, he's got a guy who's as advertised an ace.
Down and into Alex Gordon, who has 2 hits and 3 walks in the first 2 games of the series. Borderline fastball at 97 miles an hour, and Alex hits himself on the head and says, "You can't be swinging at that pitch."
No, it's going to be tough to catch it up there. He's got late life, there's no doubt about it, but just looking at him, how smooth his delivery is for such a power pitcher, and he's a good athlete. He can feel his position. Very smooth, and he's a big-time competitor. He's got a little Max Scherzer in him.
One and 2 on Alex with Mike Moustakas on deck. And now he and Stassi are not on the same page. Cole shook off a few signs, and now they're going to go through it again.
Stassi's not his personal catcher. As McCann caught last night's game. He's a veteran. Usually don't catch a day game after a night game.
Two and two. His fastball 96-97 in the first inning.
Life, and that's the right idea. Hit that short porch in left field, 315 down the line. Hit that hard fastball, just put nice, easy, compact swing.
99. 3 and 2. He's big, 6'4", 220 pounds. 27 years old, Garrett Cole. And Alex takes high for a 1-out walk.
Nice eye. 20th on the season for Alex. That high fastball like that 4-seamer, that thing's got a lot of life on it. I think probably they had a meeting and said, hey, look, maybe let's just try to lay off of that one if you can. But you only have a couple of tenths of a second to even react to a pitch thrown that hard.
The Astros have pitched Mike Moustakas very well. He is just 1 for 10 in the first 2 games without an RBI. One ball, 1 strike.
4-seam fastball is what he uses mainly. That 2-seamer, he occasionally uses that, but that's a tough pitch. The opponent's only hitting 158 on it. It's a good one.
And he has a hard, late-breaking slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's that fastball inside.
You know, he tries to attack all 4 quadrants of the strike zone. He's very aggressive. His pitching coach Brent Strom was telling me that his slider was better earlier in the season, but now his curveball is working better. I haven't seen one of them yet. He's using mainly sliders and very few changeups. Some days he'll throw a couple of changeups. Some days he might throw 7 or 8. He's got that kind of stuff. He only needs a few pitches.
Gordon is running, and Moustakas made contact to stay alive. Alex runs again and foul back. Even with all that heat, the Astros were expecting Alex Gordon to pull the ball. They expect Mike Moustakas to pull the ball with the overshift to the right side. And this will be the 20th pitch of the inning for Cole.
Great job so far. Make him work.
Running again. And that is ball 4. Back-to-back walks with 1 out. Speaking of walks, on Monday against the Rays, Garrett Cole had a career high 5 walks, and he tied a career high with 116 pitches. So we'll see if that affects his stamina at all today. Lucas Duda with 2 on and 1 out. A couple of longtime National Leaguers here. So Duda has the most experience of any Royals against Garrett Cole. Lucas returned yesterday from the disabled list. He had missed 35 games with a right foot injury. 2 balls and no strikes. And Duda's numbers against Cole are Kubota power stats. 5 hits, 3 home runs, and a double.
Right man, right time.
.97, 2-1. Lucas was 1 for 4 in his return yesterday. Did he check? Yes, he did. 3-1.
Nicely done. This is the time to get him. The Royals have scored 51 runs in the first inning. That's second most in baseball. And the time to get Cole is in the first inning. He's got a 4.80 ERA with 4 homers allowed. Get him. He looks like he's a little bit unsure of himself, and his command is wavering big time. Don't miss it. Jump on it. Due to his numbers and his success.
Tough spot. Good thing he didn't swing the bat. 3-2.
That's a bat breaker right there. I bet he's gotten a lot of bats. Righties or lefties.
Same pitch, 98 over the inside edge. So when you start talking about why Cole has gone from the worst season of his career to trending to the best season of his career, your keys to the game, you can start right there. His ability to pitch inside.
So turn and burn on him. That was a perfect swing Duda just had. Just missed it. So now you wonder if he's going to try to make him chase with a slider down and in, because you definitely want to be a little hitterish here. Okay, you want to knock in a run, especially with the success you've had off him.
So a strikeout, 2 walks, and another strikeout.
Oh, I mean, you could foul that off, but at that location with that velocity, it's almost impossible.
So that's 140 strikeouts in our Toyota League leaders, tied for second most in the American League. Chris Sale leading the league, already has 10 strikeouts today against Seattle in 5 innings. Oh, and 1 on Hunter Dozier, who produced all the Royals runs yesterday with a 3-run home run against Lance McCullers. Hit it to the opposite field. That was his second career home run against McCullers. This will be the 30th pitch of the inning for Garrett Cole. Gordon takes off for third, no throw, and ball 1 to Dozier.
Good idea if they're going to give it to you. Cole has to give him his 100th bag right there, and he has 4 wild pitches, Cole. So you never know when he's going to bounce one, and scoring runs off this guy may not be easy today. Take it if he gives it.
Now Moustakas runs, and that's in the dirt. So second and third with 2 down, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Dozier.
Why not? I'm hoping we see a lot more of this summer. We got a lot of baseball to play, and for Ned to send his runners like that, you know, that's important. Generate some offense any way they can. Any little doinker base hit would be huge. You have to hit it hard. I mean, sure, it'd be nice if we could get a hold of one like he did in last night's game.
.99 miles an hour. Dozier's 3 RBIs yesterday were a new career high for him. Cole averages about 15 pitches per inning. And this will be number 33. And he's facing just his 5th batter. And that is caught at third by Bregman. Frustrating beginning to the game for Dozier and the Royals. Two out of 3 is how well they have pitched George Springer. Dangerous leadoff man. Arguably the best in the major league since the beginning of last year, but he is 1 for 21 with no RBIs against the Royals this year. And now Jason Hamill will get the start. This will be his first start against Houston this season. Upstairs, ball 1 on Springer.
Make those clutch pitches against an offense that's really good. With runners in scoring position, they're the best, but his numbers have been nice. He's been able to execute those, so stay on it. That's going to be a big key for him if they get any runners on to execute his pitch. Second best in baseball do the Astros have in RISP.
Over the outside corner, 2-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Here are some of the numbers that support Springer being perhaps the best since the beginning of 2017. 4th most hits, most home runs, most RBIs, but the most important stat for a leadoff man, runs scored, and he has scored the most. And he's on with a leadoff walk.
Defensively, Ford around the horn behind Hamill today. We're going to show you our guys. How about Abraham Almonte? Hasn't made an error in center field since 2014. That's 97 starts. He's been really good. And then Drew Buterres making his first start since June 16th. Hoping he puts the right signs down for Hamill.
Royals have also done a good job of pitching Alex Bregman in this series. I mentioned at the top of the show how the Astros outscored the Royals 24-9 in Kansas City last weekend, but they've held the Astros to just 4 runs in this series. Bregman, Gaddis, Gonzalez all had great series at Kauffman Stadium, and Royals pitching has really held them down in this series. Good fastball by Hamill. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The offenses are so geared on pitches down in the zone because for so many years they've taught pitchers to do that. I'm seeing more and more success this season with fastballs up in the zone, even breaking balls up in the top of the zone, getting hitters out. Pitchers are trying to do all they can to stay away from the power this year.
Jammed him. Mondesi sprints out into center field, and he's got it. Time for our Kia Drive to Success. Jason Hamill in his career has done well against Houston. He's made 8 starts. 6 have been quality starts. And in his last 3, he has a 1.74 ERA. Last year at Kauffman Stadium, Hamill held the Astros to 1 run in 7 innings, and the only run was a balk.
He's on a nice roll right now. All the mechanics in his 6'6" frame, 225 overall, they're coming together. Everything's working. He's out on his front foot. He's finishing his pitches. He's got some confidence going.
Jose Altuve is the designated hitter today. He is 2 out of 6 in this series without an RBI. He was fooled by that slider. 0-1.
He's committed to swing here no matter what, and that's sometimes, you know, hitters can have a lot of success guessing. He's been good as a designated hitter this year. He's 5 for 11. Just a great hitter. He's not a good hitter. He's great.
Pulled foul, and Hamill's ahead 0-2. So you talk about Hamill pitching well against the Astros in his career, and in order to do that, you got to find a way to hold this guy down, and Altuve is just 2 out of 14 against Hamill. Tried to get it in on him, and up against the wall. Alex Gordon rips off Jose Altuve.
Absolutely love the crowd going silent here. Alex playing deep in this ballpark because it's 315 down the left field line. He's playing right in front of the warning track. So he's going to try to rob any of those he can. And just, gosh, he's one of the best. He's putting on a defensive clinic again this year. 11 plus defensive runs saved. Second best among all left fielders. Way to pick up Hamill.
So Carlos Correa, who won the game in the 12th inning yesterday, bats with Springer at first base, 2 down. He was triggering early and pulled it foul. Correa has 13 home runs, 2 against the Royals. He has driven in 6 games, 5 games rather, against the Royals.
You know, if these guys are powerful, they take advantage of that inside pitch, but if you're going to go in there, you go in there just like he did. Correa pulled that one, but it was 3 inches in, 4 inches in on his hands. That's where you want to do. Don't miss in there out over the plate. They won't miss.
Got the call on the high slider. No balls, 2 strikes. Springer runs, and that's a strikeout. So high sliders to get Correa. Hamill gets around the leadoff walk. And he got a big lift from Alex Gordon in left field. You can watch the game for just $5 through the MLB Ballpark app. Your discounted upper-level ticket must be purchased and delivered through the app. Some restrictions apply. So this was going to be a long road trip for the Royals, but it will be broken up by the return tomorrow afternoon at 3:15 for a makeup game, which was lost in April because of weather. 1 ball, 1 strike. And then after the game, the Royals head to Milwaukee for 2. And then next weekend will be in Seattle.
Hard to forget that weather. That was really cold. I mean, gosh, that's as cold as I remember.
Hard slider away, and that is 3 strikeouts for Garrett Cole. He's already coming up on 40 pitches.
It'd be good if they can continue to get that pitch count up. But he's nasty today. He's got excellent stuff. Really does work that low and away spot against righties.
Almonte hits a shot into center field, and the Astros were playing him the other way, so that's going to roll all the way to the wall, and Almonte is going to end up with a 1-out triple.
Outstanding. That's exactly what you want to do on a hard heater. A guy who throws that hard. Short, compact, and the ball will jump. Look at that. Nice. 95. Easy controlled swing. That's going to roll and take some time. That's enabled him to make some more money. $1,000 donation, Kansas City Urban Youth Academy. That triple. Fantastic. Honda dealers, we appreciate you.
Now the Astros will bring the infield in for Drew Butera. Here's pitch number 40 already, and it's fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes. Drew probably gonna have to shake off a little bit of rust. He hasn't played yet in this series, and he has made just 1 start in the Royals' last 10 games. That was a week ago today, and then he's in there against Garrett Cole.
Better for timing against a guy who throws hard. That first swing he just took there was perfect. A guy who's a thumber and a soft tosser, that's a lot harder for timing. Try to hit that, but look, Drew can really do a lot for his confidence here by getting that run home.
Fastball went ricocheting in our booth. Did it stay in or did it go out? Oh, it took out your monitor.
What the heck? I thought we were going to get it. I don't even know where the ball went.
I don't think so, because everybody's waiting for it. Here's your monitor. A little tap, fair ball, and a heads-up play by Stassi to apply the tag on Almonte. Grabbed it just before it spun foul, and home plate umpire Lance Barrett was right on top of it.
Oh, bummer. Looked like it was heading foul. Stassi, you got to give him credit for that. Almonte, man, just had he gotten a little quicker start, or maybe even could have stayed. I don't know. That's a tough one there. Good break for the Astros.
So Butera's at first, 2 down for Mondesi. Mondesi is 1 for 5 with a run scored, and that was a big hit and a big run scored. That was in the game on Friday when he had a leadoff single and was driven in by Herrera. 4-6 force out. And Garrett Cole, thanks to some good defense by his catcher, works around the 1-out triple. FS1 with a full slate of matches. It all kicks off at 8 a.m. with Uruguay and Russia, and then later on Portugal and Iran. World Cup on Fox and FS1, or you can stream it all on the Fox Sports app. Yuli Gurriel swings and fouls the pitch back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gurriel hit a Crawford boxes home run yesterday against Ian Kennedy. And that one is blasted to the gap in left center. Almonte can't make the play, smothers the ball up against the wall, and Gurriel is into second base with a double.
Elevation, he gets extended. Here's a one-hand takeoff. He's got a nice level swing. Monte, nice play there. Alex Gordon was there in case he backed up. I don't think he would have been able to get 3 bags. Good level swing.
And now Josh Reddick outside for ball 1. Reddick is just 2 out of 4 in the series. That was yesterday. He was not in the lineup on Friday with Danny Duffy on the mound. Two and 0.
Nobody out. Opportunity for Hamilton to execute his pitches that he needs to keep them from scoring.
And a base hit to right field for Reddick. Not enough to get Gurriel to the plate. And Reddick, who has struggled all year driving in runs with runners in scoring position, gets a single but does not produce a run.
A little bit too much to the plate. He was on it. Herrera showing some good arm there from right field.
And now Marwin Gonzalez. 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts in this series, as opposed to 5 hits in the series at Kauffman Stadium last weekend. Backdoor sliders in for strike 1. Ian Kennedy, who was outstanding yesterday, used a slider to get Gonzalez for the last batter that he faced in the 7th inning, and it was a pitch that he and Salvador Perez had basically saved and hadn't used much. Gonzalez hadn't seen it, so a pretty gutsy time to break out a pitch in the game, but it was executed perfectly and helped Kennedy get through 7 innings.
You know, if you're going to beat this team, you almost have to be perfect. And Gonzalez, it's a tough chance here for Hamill. He's got him down 0-2. He's a defensive type hitter. With 2 strikes, he uses the whole field. Maybe he can get a big strikeout.
Try to get him to chase. That was too high. 1-2 on Gonzalez.
Next strikeout by Gonzalez will be his 70th. That'll be 2nd highest on the team, behind Gaddis. Get him, slider down.
Fastball. So that's the 5th time the Royals have struck out Gonzalez in this series.
Nice.
1 away.
Got him. Good job. Forget slider down. How about 4-seamer up? There it is. They're working him in the top part. There's the slider, back door. Good spot. Now that's one there he got away with. That's in the middle. He's trying to get back up there, and he does it again. Good job. That's executing right there. That's exactly what his key was today so far. So try to get him with runners in scoring position. Now roll up a pair would be great.
Max Stassi almost got hit on the shoulder. He only has 2 at-bats so far in the series. Checking in with third base coach Gary Pettis to see if there's a play on. The Astros have the highest on base percentage in the league, so they have a lot of base runners. So anytime they hit a ground ball, there's a chance for a double play, and they lead the major leagues with 77, including 3 in the Royals' 1-0 victory on Friday. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got the call. 1-2.
There you go. That's both ways there. Stassi prefers the lefties. It's just his 44th game. Been a really reliable backup this year.
Just got a piece of it. Still 1-2.
Almost threw it away. Reddick has stolen one base. He's been thrown out one time, so it's not a necessarily stolen base threat. Question is, will he take off here to try and avoid a double play?
Yep.
He is not running. Blocked by Butera. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gurriel opened the inning with a double. And then Reddick single to put runners at first and third and nobody out. And then Hamill struck out Gonzalez. Now he's trying to put Stassi away. Tony Kemp, the number 9 hitters on deck. Three and 2. Now we'll see what A.J. Hinch wants to do with Reddick over at first base. Drew Butera wants Hamill to try and put him away with a slider. Reddick is on the move, and Stassi takes ball 4, so he comes back from 1 and 2, and that loads the bases with 1 out. That's Hamill's second walk. Jason had some trouble on Tuesday against the Rangers with his walks. We were talking about Garrett Cole walking 5 in his previous start. Jason walked 4 on Tuesday against Texas, and 3 of those came around to score. Twice in the game on Friday, the Rangers had the bases loaded and 1 out, and the Royals got a ground ball double play. And that's the situation right here with the speedy Tony Kemp at the plate.
Yeah, won't be easy.
Late on a fastball. And home plate umpire Lance Barrett is going to call catcher's interference. The umpire is listening for a sound. The catcher feels it. And so Lance Barrett called interference, but it's very rare when the catcher reacts the way Drew Butera did. Wow, that was interesting too, because
let's see if this angle shows it.
Yeah, I can see why Drew would be mad, because the umpire didn't react right away. The umpire was giving Drew another ball. Look at this.
Well, you know what?
Or maybe he did say catcher's interference right away.
And it was Kemp. Kemp is the one who felt it. He could feel it. Usually a hitter does feel that.
Now a soft liner out to Escobar. No chance for a double play.
Let's take a look at it. Watch Kemp. Watch the batter. Usually the ones you can tell when you do make contact, and then even after you feel it twice. He fouled off after he touched the glove, and he turned right away, and home plate umpire agreed with him. Lance Barrett.
So it's an error on Butera. No charged at bat for Kemp. And now 2 down to Bregman. Down and away, ball 1.
He can get out of this with just 1 run. That'll be fantastic.
Two 2-0 on Bregman. Kemp gets an RBI. And now it's Reddick at third, Stassi at second, Kemp at first. And 3-0 on Bregman.
He'll be swinging here. Oh, come on. That's perfectly located. Try where you want to put it. That's where you teach a pitcher to throw a right-handed batter with some pop right there. Nothing wrong with that.
Terra is in a tough spot right now because I would imagine he is boiling mad on the inside. But he cannot afford to get in trouble and get thrown out of the game, because the reason he's in there is because Ned Yost wants to give Salvador Perez the day off. The plan is not for Salvi to put the gear on and come in the game in the second inning. 2-0 Astros, and now Altuve rips it into center field. That'll score Sassy. It'll score Kemp. And the Astros have turned it into a 4-run second inning.
Lots of times, one pitch can make a huge difference in baseball. And we just saw it. Now there's the 93. It was elevated just a little bit more to the ball 4 pitch. But that's what a hitter can do if he swings at one like that. And Altuve, he's short, compact, and leads the world in hits.
Correa, the 9th man to come up in the inning. Slider is outside for ball 1. Hamill struck him out with a slider in the first inning. One ball, one strike. And now Hamill has thrown 26 pitches in this bottom of the second inning. The Astros had runners at first and third with one out, nobody home, and then a walk, a catcher's interference, an out, another walk, and then a 2-run single. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Good pitch there to make him move his feet.
Three balls, 1 strike, and the guy who started all this, Yuli Gurriel, is on deck.
He's got to get in there. He's got a pressure. Maybe he'll hit to somebody and make it out.
Ball 4. That's 3 walks in the inning for Hamill, and 4 in the game. So here comes pitching coach Cal Eldred. Coming up at Kauffman Stadium on the 4th of July, we'll have Independence Day fireworks after the Royals take on the Cleveland Indians. That's a 7:15 game. Get your tickets now at Royals.com. And We were talking about the Angels at home tomorrow. Then the Royals go to Milwaukee. They go to Seattle. The next homestand begins on July 2nd against two really good teams, the Indians and the Red Sox. So here's Gurriel, who doubled off the wall in left center field. He scored on the catcher's interference. So he bats for a second time, this time around with the bases loaded and 2 down. Slider is high for ball 1, and Hamill needs to make sure this game doesn't fly out the window here in the second inning with Garrett Cole on the mound. The Royals already now are going to have to score at least 5 runs today.
Cole's high pitch count, maybe they can continue to tax that and get in their bullpen,
which has the second best ERA in the major leagues.
Yep. Just got to do what they can to attack. You know, they got some. This is a launching pad. Right field, left field, a lot can happen. That's what they got to be telling themselves.
2-1 on Gurriel.
A lot of baseball left today.
Is worth 4, and the Astros have 8 in the second inning.
That's the Ram drive of the game, 92. He didn't get it in enough. We're talking about the importance of pitching in. If you're going to go in there, you better get in there really good because they get extension and they can use that part of the park as well. And that is a tough blow there.
Josh Reddick has already singled and scored in this inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shallow left, and Alex Gordon is there to make the play. 11 batters come to the plate, 8 score, 4 on the grand slam by Gurriel.
or video with hashtag Hats Off for Heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Yuli Gurriel caps an 8-run second inning for the Astros. 8 runs on 4 hits. Jason Hamill in that inning walked 3, all scored. And Tony Kemp, who reached on catcher's interference, also came around to score. And now Cole, with a huge lead, is ahead 0-2 on Rosel Herrera, whom he struck out in the first inning.
Hamill's not happy about that 3-0 pitch to Bregman that didn't get called. He's in the dugout. He's having some words with the umpire right now.
Cole has struck out 4. Second time he has gotten Herrera. And now Alex Gordon. Alex walked. He ended up stealing 3rd later in that inning. And then Mike Moustakas walked. He ended up stealing 2nd. The Royals have runners at 2nd and 3rd, but Cole got out of it on a line drive by Hunter Dozier to 3rd. One and 2. Alex is batting 2nd today. Ned Yost wanted to give Salvador Perez the day off and Whit Merrifield the day off. Shot back to Cole on one hop, and that's been a spot where Ned Yost has been trying to get some production all year. He's had Whit Merrifield and John Jay doing a good job at the top of the order. Merrifield taking over after Jay was traded away. Mike Moustakas is off to a good start. Lucas Duda was off to a good start before he got hurt. Salvador Perez has done well since coming back from the DL, but Ned hasn't been able to find a consistent number 2 hitter.
Yeah, that's been tough. You know, the fact that Whitley can steal bases, you kind of like him in that leadoff spot. The number 2 guy, you prefer a left-handed bat there because he's going to be stealing, so that's a little distraction to right-handed catchers. So that's ideally what you'd like to have. But lots of times you don't have the personnel of the right kind to match that up, so he's mixing and matching. I think Whitley's an ideal number 2 hitter outside of the fact he doesn't hit from the left side of the box, because he can do so many things. He can bunt, he can move the runners over, he can protect. He's got a lot of number 2 qualities.
Springer waits in center. Cole does exactly what his manager wanted him to do after his team scored 8. He gets the Royals in order. the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. Eight nothing Astros. Third inning. They scored all 8 in the second. Gonzalez pops it up to Moustakas. One pitch, one out. Marwin Gonzalez is 0 for 2. The Astros in that inning got a run on catcher's interference. They got a run on a bases loaded walk. 2 on a single by Jose Altuve, and then 4 on the grand slam by Yuli Gurriel. I'll be interested to hear what Drew has to say after the game today about that catcher's interference. Usually the catcher really has no recourse. I mean, the bat hits the glove, whether he intended to do it or not, whether it was the hitter's long swing or not. The rule is the rule, but Drew argued it, feeling as though the bat did not hit his glove.
But you know, you can just tell by Kemp's reaction, and it's hard to tell with that angle and with that type of speed with the bat. But Kemp immediately says, "Hey, look, something didn't feel right." And then home plate umpires, Drew did the right thing. Drew asked for another ball.
Which to me, it looked like the umpire was starting to get the ball, and then after Kemp started yelling, then he pointed interference.
Yeah. Obviously, that's not reviewable, but you couldn't see from any camera angle there anyway. It's as quick as it happens.
Stassi rolls out to Escobar, 2 away in the third inning. See, he was grabbing for the baseball. Oh, Drew saying the ball hit his glove, not the bat. Reading his lips, he said the ball hit my glove.
So Kemp had Kemp not said anything, he would have missed it.
And in the umpire's defense, he probably heard 2 sounds. He heard a crack and then a smack. Where, not to be too technical, but you should hear a smack then a crack. Should be hitting the glove first. But in Drew's opinion, it was the ball that hit his glove, not the bat. One and 2 on Kemp, who eventually came around to score in that inning. He, Bregman, and Altuve scored on the Gurriel grand slam. Two and 2. How tall is Tony Kemp?
I think 5'6", maybe. That's what I saw last week when he was in town. Maybe not
5'6", 163.
Yeah. Player though, you know, he can hit.
Lines one over the second base umpire, Tony Randazzo. He is a product of the Astros organization, taken out of Vanderbilt in 2013. He was the SEC Player of the Year that season.
Pretty good baseball school there.
George Springer with Kemp at first base and 2 down, so this would be a running situation. Slider for a strike to Springer, who is now 1 out of 22 against the Royals this year. He has walked 5 times, including in the first inning today. No balls, 2 strikes.
He's had a lot of help against the Royals. Nice there's no Gaddis today either. It's a little break. Of course, they hadn't needed him.
A 3-pitch strikeout. The Astros are scoreless in the 3rd, and at the end of 3, Houston leads 8-0.
Justin Thomas and more of golf's greatest players will be in St. Louis for the 100th PGA Championship. Tickets for Monday's opening day through Thursday's opening round are still available, but going fast. Visit PGAchampionship.com for tickets.
It'll be Lucas Duda leading off, and we go down to Joel.
Well, Ryan, it's his 2nd game back after that minor league rehab assignment for plantar fasciitis in his foot. Talking to Lucas this morning, he said that you just can't compare the type of pitching that you see here at the big league level, whether it's a superstar like Garrett Cole or anyone in the big leagues, compared to what you see in the minor leagues. So yes, you get a chance to work on your timing in the minors, but he said you just are not going to see the same quality of breaking ball, the same quality of a changeup, the movement and the ability to locate and put it where they want at the big league level as the minors. So he said it just is going to take some time. Hopefully, he said, he gets that timing down right away. But having been around this game a long time, he said, maybe it happens today. Maybe it takes 20 at-bats. Either way, I know it's a process. Glad to be back. And, hey, as far as running goes, he said, I'm a big guy. I'm not known for my running, but I think I look pretty good when I'm running for a big guy.
He has nifty footwork around the bag, I can tell you that. But, you know, sometimes that's better than regular batting practice, but you see timing out of your arm. You know, sure, you're not going to see the crispness, but also just the fact that you're seeing a live arm is one thing, but also being a big leaguer in a AAA environment is good for those players. It's nice to see how he goes about his work, what he does. So there's really a pretty good advantage by going down there. Plus, a lot of big leaguers will buy a spread or two. Now, I imagine it's different now with the facilities in AAA are pretty good. Used to count on a major league player to buy a steak dinner for everybody or something going on there just so he can treat.
blasted to right field, and that is home run number 4 for Lucas Duda in his career against Garrett Cole. And that one sailed into the second deck. So Lucas Duda is 6 out of 14 with 4 home runs against Garrett Cole.
Oh, Joel, is that quick enough timing for you, bud? Looks pretty good to me. A Mo Lottery replay shows how quick that swing was. There's some 98 in on your hands. Short, quick, compact stroke. That's all you need. Just meet it with an easy one. Get underneath it. Ball will carry. Cole will supply the power. Good stroke.
Lucas Duda and Matt Carpenter of the Cardinals are the only hitters with 4 home runs against Garrett Cole. Both left-hand batters. Different type hitters, but both have taken Garrett Cole deep 4 times.
So with that kind of lead, hitters can be expecting a lot more fastballs from Cole. That's what they're looking for. And even if you're looking for it, doesn't mean you can hit it. Let's check it out again. He's coming in. Duda just was very quick to it. Barreled it.
Escobar with 1 down. Cole's strikeout of Dozier was his 5th today. He got Esky swinging at a slider in the second inning. And that was not a swing. I thought for a moment there, right umpire Lance Barrett was telling Esky to take his base. That pitch riding in on him, but they were appealing the swing. Two and one. Two and two. When Cole was drafted out of UCLA, his fastball was a sinking fastball, and he got an 80 grade on his sinker, which is the highest possible grade. We discussed it before. For some reason, scouts grade players on a 20 to 80 scale. We always say on a scale of 1 to 10 or whatever. But for scouts, it's 20 to 80. And if any player has one skill at an 80, that is rare. I mean, even guys that you think are great, that are really fast, or they have a strong arm or hit for power, a lot of times it's a 70 or 75. But for Cole, it was his sinking fastball at 80, but he's been more of a four-seam guy with his success this year.
Yeah, talking about his delivery is flawless. It's very smooth, excellent mechanics. I mean, he's got it going on. Short arm swing, feels his position well. And to talk about the fact that he's an intense pitcher. He's a very good competitor. You put all that together, you got a star. Create moments you'll remember forever with the Royals Memories program. Download the MLB Ballpark app now to choose from unique experiences that give you access to the field. Watch batting practice next to the pros, deliver the game ball to the mound, or take in a fireworks show from the outfield grass. See full list of experiences on the Ballpark app on your mobile device.
Lucas Duda on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball took Cole into the second deck. Abraham Almonte, as the other Royals said, he tripled with one out in the second inning. And Cole was able to get out of that after Butera hit a little dribbler up the third base line. The catcher Stassi grabbed it and tagged out. Almonte coming down the line.
That was a little bit of bad luck there. Don't see that play happen that often.
Three balls and one strike on Almonte. Almonte had been 2 for his last 32 when he hit that triple off of Cole. Full count. And Almonte's on with a walk. That's Cole's third. And he's coming up on 80 pitches in the fourth inning. And Albuterra 0 for 1. Garrett Cole, before he went to UCLA, went to high school in Southern California. He went to Orange Lutheran, and one of his high school teammates was Brandon Maurer. You can imagine those two guys pitching on the same team. Yikes.
Yeah. How about it? Yeah, Tustin is a little town where we lived for 13 years when we were out there, and my daughter played softball with his sister. And we saw Cole a couple years ago when Pittsburgh came to the K, and he came running up to me and he goes, hey Rex, do you know, he expected me to know him, and I was like, oh hey Rex Hudler, how you doing? And he goes, we played catch together at your daughter's softball games. Don't you remember me? And he was a little kid. And so I said, not really. I mean, you know, you were a little boy, but it's interesting how they have, you know, they remember things. And he was a big Angel fan. His parents had season tickets to the second row behind their dugout, and Garrett Anderson was his favorite player.
Three and two on Butera.
Look, heater here, stay short to the ball. Hit it hard somewhere for confidence. With Droop. That's it.
Almonte runs again, and it's fouled back our way again.
You're going to catch one before the year's over. They're aiming for you.
No, thank you.
That was Butera the first time that his fouled that ball up here too. He's coming for us.
Another foul ball.
He's getting some good swings off of him.
Rivera strikes out. That's 6 for Cole in 4 innings. Royals get their first run. Lucas Duda gets his first hit since coming back from the disabled list. Fans, here's your chance to show your Royals and Huskers pride. Purchase your theme ticket at royals.com/Huskers for an exclusive Royals cap featuring the Huskers logo and colors. That's July 7th. Saturday, July 7th. It'll be the Royals and the Red Sox. And it's presented by Fox Sports Kansas City and Rally House. Alex Bregman fouls a slider away. Bregman walked with the bases loaded, and he later scored in the Astros' 8-run second inning. Just foul.
Been watching that ball boy down the line. There's been some action down there, and he knows when to go for it, when not to. That was a borderline there. He wanted to make the play, but he backed off. So watch out. Yeah, he saw it bounce foul. He almost grabbed it. See that lady there? She's amazed how quickly that ball went by her.
Off the netting in front of the Royals dugout, so Bregman is way out in front on Hamill in this at bat. It is ruled a foul ball, but Bregman pointed to his own dugout and said it hit me on the hand, on his right hand. And immediately the Astros say they want to challenge.
Might be a tough one though, because hands a part of the bat. Might be tough. How about?
Not when you get hit by a pitch.
Yeah, Bill Welke. What if he? We'll see. Welke, he clapped his hands and he told the ground or the crew there, "Come on, let's go. What are you waiting for?" He's calling him out of there.
It's too bad he didn't have that same attitude in the game yesterday when he was working his 5-strike strike zone.
Oh yeah, it was a tough one.
think I got him on the hand. Didn't look like the only thing it could have done for a foul ball was hit the knob of the bat. The Astros challenged twice late in the game last night, and both were important. One turned a one-out play into a double play, and the other turned a stolen base into a caught stealing. Foul ball. Well, Bregman's going to show his hand to the umpire. So the initial call was important because the call stands. So just deferring back to what Lance Barrett said. So it's 0-2 on Bregman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The end of the bat, and a running play by Almonte. So Bregman didn't quite get it, and that ball kind of flamed out once it got to the outfield, and Almonte is there for out number 1.
Covering a lot of ground out there is Almonte. Looking at, he's talking to Herrera, had it covered behind him. Good communication there.
One down to Jose Altuve. First pitch swinging. He was guessing fastball, and that slider was down and away. Here's our sprint trivia question. Since 2000, Jose Altuve is one of 3 players with consecutive seasons of 200 or more hits, 20 or more home runs, and 100 or more runs. Who are the other 2? Two and one on Altuve. He lined one to the wall in the first inning, and Alex Gordon made a leaping play. And then Altuve with 2 down in the second singled in 2 runs, and then he scored on Gurriel's grand slam. Two and 2. Moustakas backs up, and the ball played him. Not a lot of time to decide there whether you want to lay back or charge that ball, and Altuve's on with 1 out.
Yep, it's big hop. And it happens when you back up on the ball lots of times. He knows that. Especially with topspin. It hits the dirt and picks up speed.
And now a slider strike to Correa. They have just ruled that an error on Mike Moustakas. That is his 7th. Skied to right, and Rosell Herrera is there. 2 outs. Hamill taking one for the team today, giving up all those runs in the second inning. The Royals have had some off days, and they have some more off days coming up, but played a 12-inning game yesterday. So even though he's down big, Ned Yost can try and squeeze as many innings out of him as he can today. And that's kind of an old school way of pitching. When a starter would get knocked around early in the game, I mean, they'd stay in there. They'd take one for the team. It was still their game. Nowadays, managers are more apt to rescue a pitcher from a game like that. Gurriel has already driven in 4, and now he hits it down into the corner. Altuve will be held at third, and now the throw coming in gets away from Escobar. A run scores, and Gurriel is safe at third.
Altuve, he was already starting to slow down at third base. He was stopping. You see a move lottery replay shows he reaching out on a breaking ball. He was able to keep it fair. Alex Gordon's throw was a little bit short, so he was stopping. Escobar tried to run up and catch the short hop. Altuve made an excellent read there.
So it's a double. No RBI, and Altuve scores on a throwing error by Alex Gordon.
It's just Alex second. That's too bad. Escobar ran to the short hop, tried to pick it. That's what you want to do if you can read it.
One and one on Reddick.
I don't think that error is going to cost Alex Gordon another Gold Glove. I can tell you that. But he's really quick. See how he just gets the ball and throws it in there, and it's sidearm. And sometimes when you go sidearm, it'll fade to throw.
And he was really doing the right thing. I mean, he
Exactly.
knew Altuve was going to stop, so there was no reason for him to fire one back to the infield. He's just trying to flip it to Escobar.
That's right. It's just a little short.
Three balls and one strike on Reddick.
Yeah, you know, Reddick's hitting now, and then when I saw when they were back at our place, I wanted to talk to Reddick because Reddick takes pride in his outfield assists, and I asked him about Alex. He looked at me right away and just said, "It's no fair. He's an infielder. He was an infielder first." And so what that was telling me was he's got good footwork, and Reddick's a fan of his.
Heath Fillmyer warms up in the Royals bullpen. He has yet to make his debut with the Royals. And now Hamels at 84 pitches with 2 down in the 4th inning. And it'll be Marwin Gonzalez with runners at first and third and 2 down. High pop up, and he'll be back into the crowd. One ball, 2 strikes. line to right field, and Herrera is there. How many times have we said that in this series? So it's an unearned run for the Astros. Their lead is 9-1.
In Houston, that is a clean-shaven Astros third baseman Alex Bregman, which was not the way the game started. In the second inning, he had the same mustache that maybe folks saw on national TV and earlier this weekend, and by his next plate appearance, it was gone. So you wonder what people might do, players do when they go up to the clubhouse. For Alex Bregman, he lost the mustache right in the middle of the game. He did make an out in his first at-bat, then had the bases loaded walk. I checked with radio announcer Steve Sparks for the Astros. I said, what's up with that? And he said, well, he's superstitious and he's a little bit weird, just like me. There you go. How about it, Hud? You ever seen that one before?
Look, are you kidding? We're all a little bit different, but I didn't even notice he had a mustache before he did have a mustache.
Well, thanks for paying attention. But
Yeah,
have you ever seen that before? A guy just shaving?
Yeah,
Right
you
in
know
the
what?
game?
I've seen some stuff before, yeah, Joel. Some of it I can talk about, some of it I can't. But look, this is not unusual.
That's a little unusual.
You know, it happens sometimes, but like I said, I didn't even realize he had a mustache. That's how little I could barely see it. You put a little bit of milk on that and let your kitty cat lick it off. That's the kind of mustache it was.
Now, I was calling Steve Sparks weird. I'm going to change that back to you, Hud.
Well, we know that. The game will warp your mind, Joel.
I'll let Ryan take over from here about the kitty cat licking the milk off of the mustache. Back to you
That's
guys.
right.
I'm sorry, do you guys say something?
He's talking about Bregman's mustache that he shaved it in between innings. And I didn't really notice he had one. That's how you couldn't hardly see it.
And he just advanced 40 years in time by shaving off that mustache.
Whatever.
Two and two on Mondesi. Well, if the game was closer, we'd be talking more about Garrett Cole's pitch count, which is 93 in 4+ innings. That's a lot. And that's the price that some strikeout pitchers pay for all those strikeouts. That is 7 for Mondesi. Our pitchers are going to get a lot of foul balls. You're not going to get a lot of quick outs if you're striking everybody out. But he's pitching with an 8-run lead, and there's one down in the 5th inning.
He's thrown as many as 116 in his last start. That was against Tampa Bay. He's got the stuff. There's no doubt about it.
Herrera with one down, pulls it over to the Astros dugout. He has struck out swinging and struck out looking against Cole. Oh, and 2. So far, the Royals have only used Herrera in the outfield, but Ned Yost says they will use him on the infield. And he can literally play all over the field except for first base and catcher. He says he is most comfortable in center field and at shortstop. 1 and 2.
Yep, especially when you start in the infield in your career and growing up, you're typically you're an athlete like him. Best athletes usually play shortstop and center field. But your feet are really important. I mean, shortstops have to have quick feet to get around and move to center field. You have like a second longer to react to the ball. Just got to pick up the spin. But he looks like a natural in the outfield. And I'm sure he could catch if they needed him to. Or play first. He can play anywhere, probably.
Cole realized he didn't have a play, so he let it roll foul, and it did. Two innings where he's thrown 30 or more pitches, and then the other innings he's been pretty economical. .100 pitches in 4 1/3. Two and 2. Struck him out, and that's the third time that Cole has struck out Herrera. Now Garrett Cole has 8.
Must be nice to have that kind of fastball that you can just blow it by guys. I mean, and that belt high fastball looks good for the split second. You can see it. And by the time you swing, no chance.
The Pizza Ranch for the win pitching line. 2 hits, 3 walks in 4 2/3 innings for Cole. And you got Alex to chase one in the dirt. His season high for strikeouts is 16. He struck out 16 Diamondbacks in early May. He also has a 14 strikeout game. He has a 12 strikeout game. And he was really off and running this year with 11 or more strikeouts in his first 3 starts. Nice running play by Springer. Only Nolan Ryan and Garrett Cole this year have started a season with 11 or more strikeouts in their first 3 starts. just as soon forget. He gives up 9 runs in 4 innings. And that included a grand slam to Yuli Gurriel. On the other side, Heath Philmeyer's is going to have a day he'll never forget in our Chevy call to the bullpen. He is making his big league debut. The Royals got him during the offseason in a trade with the A's. He came over with Jesse Hahn for Ryan Buchter and Brandon Moss. And now he makes his big league debut on June the 24th, 2018 against the defending world champion Astros.
Yep, I was talking to him today in the clubhouse, and I said, well, are you ready? He says, yep, hopefully today. And he was right.
First big league pitch is high to Max Stassi.
92 to 96, hard sinking, downhill angle sinker.
And he should get his first big league out as Dozier brings it down. So, Granddad, what do you remember about your big league debut way back in 2018? Well, the first batter I faced was a guy named Max Stassi, and I got him on a pop out to first.
Congratulations. That-a-way.
It's an interesting story because in high school and into college, he was mostly a position player. Ball one on Tony Kemp. Shortstop through high school and was a shortstop through his first year of junior college. But he did pitch 7 innings. And must have been an impressive 7 innings because it was enough for the Rockies to draft him that year as a pitcher. 7 innings of junior college baseball, and the Colorado Rockies wanted to draft him as a pitcher. So Heath, rather than fighting that, he took the hint. He turned down the Rockies offer, but he went back to college and pitched full time, and then the A's took him in the 5th round.
It's not overpowering. He's got a curve, and his changeup might be his best pitch.
Kemp is on with a 1-out walk. Jesse Hahn, by the way, the pitcher that came over with Philmeyer in the trade. The Royals were really excited to have him compete for a spot in the starting rotation. But he injured the dreaded UCL, the ulnar collateral ligament, which can lead to Tommy John surgery. So he was shut down in the early parts of spring training. Talking to members of the A's broadcast team, they were really happy for Jesse Hahn just to get a fresh start with a new team. Really thought that he would do well with the Royals this year, but we're going to have to wait a while on that. Sharply hit to Mondesi, a long flip to Escobar, and the Royals turn a double play. And Heath Philmeyer has a quick first major league inning as he faces only 3. Gets his first big league double play. Powered by Ram Trucks, built to serve. (9-1) Astros. So it's been all Houston so far today. However, cricket gives us something to smile about. How about Heath Philmeyer's first big league inning?
Oh, absolutely. Man, I'll tell you what, you can't ever take it for granted that you'll be a big leaguer someday. Your dream is there. Even when you call up, he's been here a week and he hadn't had a chance. There it is. You're a big leaguer, young man. Congratulations.
This is Colin McHugh taking over in the 6th inning and throwing a pitch high to Mike Moustakas, who has walked, stolen a base, and flied out to center field. Chevy call to the bullpen for the Astros. Garrett Cole struck out 8 and gave up 1 run in 5 innings, but he threw over 100 pitches. And with a huge lead, he had to really strain to qualify for a win.
Those are sparkling numbers that McHugh has this year. I'll tell you, that's, you talked about them having a low ERA out of their pen. They got some guys that just get after people, and they're dominant.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Fastball slider. It's a hard sinker he uses.
Tyler White has taken over at first base. A.J. Hinch has shifted some positions on the infield. The net result, Carlos Correa is done for the day. Bregman moves from 3rd base to shortstop. And Gurriel, who was at first, takes over at 3rd. Three and 2. Lucas Duda's on deck. Bottom of the fastball away. Astros pitchers have struck out 9 today. So 1 down in our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Victor Phillips from Excelsior Springs. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Victor wins $2,900. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Victor wins $25 grand from Sonic and the Royals. And Victor, the man standing at the plate right now, already has a home run. Lucas Duda hit one a mile against Garrett Cole leading off the 4th inning.
Oh man, that's so nice to see. They can use his production in a big way, but that's a great stroke. The hips always turn before the bat head comes through the zone, so you got to be quick in there. He certainly was.
It's his 5th of the year. It is his 4th against Garrett Cole. 1 and 2 here against Colin McHugh. Interesting with McHugh coming in after Cole, because McHugh was a starting pitcher for the Astros and he lost his rotation spot. And the Astros went out and got Garrett Cole. Late breaking slider strikes out Duda, and there are 2 down in the 6th inning.
No doubt all 4 infielders on the right side of the infield, they're going to come in on him. Got him with a breaker there.
And now Hunter Dozier. ball, 1 strike. It's hard to say the Royals are down by 8 because of bad luck, and that's not the case. But in the first inning against a really good pitcher, the Royals had 2 runners in scoring position, and Hunter Dozier hit one right on the button. And the third baseman at the time, Bregman, made a nice leaning play for an inning-ending lineout. And since then, the Royals have had very few scoring opportunities against Cole and McHugh. Phil Myers back out there to the bottom of the 6th, 9-1 Houston.
Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save.
Second inning, second big league inning for Phil Meyer. He faced only 3 batters in the 5th inning. He gave up a 1-out walk, and then he got George Springer to ground into a double play. And now good looking sliders in for a strike to Alex Bregman. One man is on the right side of the infield, and it's hit right to him. Hunter Dozier goes to the bag, and there's 1 out in the 6th inning. He's chatting with Scott Sharp, Royals assistant general manager, when Phil Meyer was called up. Here's our sprint trivia question. Since 2000, Jose Altuve is one of 3 players with consecutive seasons of 200 hits, 20 or more home runs, or 100 and more runs scored. Who are the other 2? Anyway, I asked Sharpie for a little scouting report, and it's interesting. The first thing Sharpie said was he's from New Jersey. And I said, okay, so am I implying that he's tough and he's got good mound presence? And he said, yep.
There you go.
So the Royals really liked his demeanor. Doesn't fall to pieces when the inning doesn't go his way. Focused. Competes.
Yep. And he's got a sinker. He's having a hard time keeping it down, though. A lot of his pitches have been up. A lot of that could be attributed to adrenaline and maybe overthrown a little bit here. It's debut. Gonna happen. That's good. That toughness. You got to have that. Polite young man. Had a few conversations with him. Respectful.
Any thoughts on the trivia question?
Yeah, we should be able to get this one.
Mike Trout and Cabrera, maybe. A couple I thought of, and Altuve. That's a pretty special league you're in. It's only 2 names I've come up with.
All right, how about Mike Trout and Miguel Cabrera? Strike 1 and strike 2.
How good was that? Way to go, Hud. Thanks for showing up.
Those were good guesses.
I thought so.
So, is it consecutive 200 hits and consecutive 20 home runs and consecutive 100 runs scored, or just consecutive 200 hits? Okay, back-to-back years, at least 200 hits, at least 20 home runs, and at least 100 runs scored.
I'm out. I left you with 1 strike. Nice partner.
Tyler White's first at bat. Three balls, no strikes. Three and one on Tyler White. Three and two.
That's it. Don't lose it. Challenge it.
Still 3 and 2 on Tyler White. Phil Meyer is out of Mercer County Junior College in New Jersey. Still 3 and 2. And we'll do it again. Another big crowd here today. And as you'd expect, a spike in attendance after a world championship. Last year, the Astros were middle of the road, 15th in overall attendance in the big leagues. This year, 7th. Got a pop up to the left side. So a little sign of the toughness there after falling behind 3-0. Phil Meyer gets back in the count and has a 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th.
That's right.
against the Detroit Tigers, and the Indians lead big today. That is 23 home runs for Jose Ramirez, tying him with J.D. Martinez and Mike Trout for the American League lead. He just seems to get better. And that's also the ties for the Major League lead.
Yep, you know, in Houston, excuse me, Cleveland, they get hot this time of year. It seems like every year. It seems like they know when to turn it on and start playing better.
They lead, or they ended up beating the Tigers 12-2. So they're starting to pull away in the Central Division. With that win, they lead Detroit by 8. And at the moment, they lead Minnesota by 8. Minnesota has a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning over Texas. Trying to put a stop to the Rangers' 7-game winning streak. Popped up to shallow right. And Marwin Gonzalez makes the catch. Escobar is 0 for 3.
Join Fox Sports Kansas City at the Kansas City Marathon on Saturday, October 20th. Distance options include a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and full marathon. All runners receive a shirt and finisher's medal, along with free food and free beer after the race. Start your training and get registered at kcmarathon.org. Have you ever been a long distance runner?
No. I was training one time. I wanted to run a marathon. I got to 13 miles.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
And
where'd it go?
That was about as far as I could go.
You hit a wall?
No, I just thought, you know what? Marathon runners, good for them. But I realized after 13 miles, I'd only be halfway done. And, you know, if I were to drop dead the day after that, there would have been no regrets that I never ran a marathon in my life. Not to mention some of my friends who I would see run a marathon and how they would walk the week after that.
Really?
Trying to go up and down stairs.
Oh, that's a lot of punishment to your legs and your lungs. Monty does it. Monty's into it.
Yeah, and he's had 9 hip operations.
It's a little bit out of my league, too.
Yeah. But you know what? Marathon runners, especially the competitive marathon runners, to basically run a sprint for 26 miles is amazing.
It's incredible.
Almonte's on with 1 out. Actually, if you want the truth, Hud.
Yeah, I do.
About the marathon. I was a young announcer, and the station I was working for at the time said, why don't you train for a marathon? And we'll document it. And we'll send a crew with you.
Nice.
Running the marathon. And I thought that'd be kind of fun.
Right.
Strike to Drew Butera. And the year before, I had watched the end of the Twin Cities Marathon. And it was a cool fall day, and we're cheering these people on the last 2 miles. Good for you. And I thought, man, that would be fun. What a challenge. Now, it's one thing to watch the last 2 miles. It's another thing to run the first 24.
I guess.
So, and I was in my training, I happened to get into marathons, and I was watching other marathons on TV and highlights of marathons on TV.
You were digging it.
Just kind of getting into it, you know. And it just happened to be that year that a couple of professional marathon runners became ill during the run, and I'll let you use your imagination. And when you're training for a marathon and you become ill, they don't stop because they're trying to make some money and they're trying to qualify for the next one. So they just keep going. Bregman, who moved to shortstop last inning. Wild throw, but White applies the tag on Butera. And so the Astros get an out. The Royals will double check just to make sure. So anyway, just to wrap up the story, not only did my body hurt from 13 miles. Ooh, I don't know.
I think you missed it.
The Royals are going to challenge. But just to button up the story, not only were the 13 miles painful, but I thought if I were to become ill running the marathon, I didn't need a camera following me and showing it to the whole world. So I came up with some calf tightness and told the station, you know what, I think I injured my calf and I'm gonna have to shut it down and I'm not gonna get to 26 miles.
Hey.
So there, I've confessed it on television to everybody 22 years later.
It's okay, you had a tight calf muscle.
Yep.
That's good.
Feel better.
Feel good.
No pun intended.
No. You could share that with us because I could barely run a mile.
Drew Butera might, depending on how they score it, might end up with an infield single.
Give it to him, man. That guy works hard, and when he gets to work, doesn't get a chance to get out there very often. This angle here tell you.
That's pretty clear.
Yeah.
While they're at it, they might want to check a couple of pitches from the bottom of the 9th inning yesterday. Did I just say that out loud?
Yeah, no, and that's okay because I could feel it. I could feel the Kennedy. I watched the game from afar.
Now we're talking about Kennedy.
Oh, okay. Duper just continues to up his mark if this plays in his favor. There you go.
All right, he's safe. Now, how are they going to rule it? And they're going to charge Bregman with an error, so it's an error 6. So with 1 out, a walk and an error, and 2 on for Mondesi.
Makes the connoisseur of replay, Bill Duplessis 18 for 22. Calls correct. There you go, Bill.
Mondesi is grounded into a fielder's choice, and he is struck out. Let's see if McHugh will hang a breaking ball to Mondesi. Kept it down. No balls, 2 strikes. Left center field. Springer was playing over that way, so he didn't have to go very far, and that's the 2nd out. And now Rosell Herrera, who is thrilled that Garrett Cole was out of the game because Cole struck him out 3 times.
A lot of firsts for Herrera this past week. That might be the first hat trick he's ever gotten up here. Witt struck out 4 times yesterday. I don't know if he's ever done that before. And I asked him first thing this morning if he was in there, and he said no, I struck out 4 times yesterday. And I was like, so? He's going, I'm not real hot right now. So you weren't for 1 day. It happens.
2-1 on Herrera. Leads off for the first time this year. Almost single-handedly won the game in the later innings on Friday, robbing a home run and then driving in a run, and now he's going to drive in another run. Here's Almonte around third, and so Herrera makes it a 9-2 game.
Production. Yeah, just right to the ball. If he barrels it any better, that's an out. So it's not always how hard. You know, the unbridled joy that he has and shows is very contagious. I mean, he's just happy every day. And, you know, it's by looking at him, and that's what you want a lot of your guys to have. He's hitting 300 on his back, and the team's in first place. Doesn't know any different.
One and one on Alex Gordon. He walked in the first inning. He's also grounded to the mound and lined to center. One and two. A little unhappy with himself that he went after that pitch. Alex's last home run was June the 9th at Oakland. So he's been stuck on 5 home runs for a while. Slowly moving up the Royals all-time list. Alex has 165 with this, which is 5th in Royals history, and he's 4 away from Hal McRae. Hooks it out to the first baseman White, over to McHugh, and that's the inning. So Herrera drives in a run. It is stretch time here in Houston, and a sellout crowd is getting to its feet. And on this Sunday afternoon, we'll keep it here for God Bless America and go down to the field. And performing God Bless America is Monica Pasley.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
City is brought to you by Ford, going further so you can. An 8-run bottom of the second inning. And the Astros did that with just 4 hits. The big one was Gurriel's grand slam. And here's the 3rd inning for Heath Fillmyer making his big league debut, and he's been impressive. Retired 5 of 6. He also has a ground ball double play. He had a 3-up, 3-down 6th inning. Hit into left center field, and Alex Gordon is over from left. So Gurriel, who has had 3 extra base hits and 4 RBIs, is out for the first time today.
Let's check him out. You know, main thing pitching coaches want to see and managers is can you fill up the strike zone? Can you get some early countouts? Can you roll some ground balls? Depending on your stuff. And Fillmyer, that's what he throws. He says he has a good sinker. Haven't seen too many of his changeups. His changeup is supposed to be a kind of a split finger type action, over the top curve. I like it. Debut, he's getting a good long look. He works fast.
And he knows how to deflect ground balls to his teammates, but Reddick will be safe with an infield single.
Well, being a former shortstop, you know, in his younger days, he'll tell you he could have made that play, just got on too quick. Moose, nice play here.
Marwin Gonzalez is 0 for 3. One ball, one strike. Gonzalez is one of the Astros that had a big series last weekend at Kauffman Stadium. He had 5 hits. In this series, he is 0 for 9 with 5 strikeouts. And he's on his way to being 0 for 10 if he swings like pitches like that.
A little anxious.
So far, the Astros have only gotten 1 ball out of the infield against Fillmyer. Good pitch. Went right back with it. This time, Gonzalez wouldn't bite. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ryan Goins is now at second base. And Adalberto Mondesi is the new shortstop, so Goins will bat in Escobar's spot, the 6th position. 3-2. Moustakas went into a dive, might have gone into a dive too soon, but he's able to knock it down with his glove and get the force at second base.
There you go. Ground balls are coming. Got all the infielders all spread out. Who's showing a little bit of range to his left. That's right.
So that's 5-6 with the force out at second base. Gonzalez is at first with 2 down. Max Stassi is coming up, and Jake Marisnik is going to run for Marwin Gonzalez. A little bit inside, ball 1. Stassi had a key plate appearance in that 8-run second inning, and it was a walk. Almonte running into left center field, and it drops. Here comes Marisnik around third, and Philmeyer allows his first run in the big leagues. Stassi drives in his first, and it is 10-2.
Yep, just a good piece of hitting there. 84. It's a slider on the outer part of the plate. He's able to reach out and get the barrel on it. Almonte, good break, but absolutely no chance.
The Astros had runners at first and third and 1 out in the second inning. No runs home. And the Royals had just been getting one double play after another in this series, and especially when they've really needed it. And Stassi was down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he was able to turn that into a walk. That loaded the bases with 1 out. And from that point on, the Astros went on to score 8 runs. So that was one of the key plate appearances. Kemp fouls out to Butera. The Astros add a run. It is now 10-2 to the 8th inning. Been a tough day for the Royals, hoping to take 2 out of 3 from Houston, but trailing 10-2 to the top of the 8th inning. Remember, the Royals are home tomorrow for one makeup game with the Angels. Brad Keller goes up against Tyler Skaggs. Tomorrow's game begins at 3:15, and our coverage begins at 2:30. Just one game at home and then back out on the road. And it wasn't that long ago the Royals were playing the Angels, just a couple of road trips ago, but it's a completely different looking Angels team. Our University of Kansas Health System injury report update. And the Royals won't have to worry about Garrett Richards or Shohei Ohtani. They're on the disabled list. In fact, the Angels have already used the disabled list a team record 15 times. And they accomplished that in the middle of June. So there'll be a lot of new names. And the Angels come to town tomorrow. Tony Sipp gets the 8th inning with Moustakas, Duda, and Dozier coming up.
Sip's a hard sinker thrower. I mean, not overpowering, but he's got a sinker at 90, slider change.
Mike Moustakas is 0 for 2 with a first inning walk and a stolen base. Two and one. Two and two. Mike Moustakas so far is just 1 out of 12 in this series, and this could very well be his last at bat. Got him with a slider.
Hey, Royals fans, if you can't catch a game on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download Fox Sports Go app, log in, stream the Royals. It's presented by Miller Lite.
Strike on Lucas Duda. He had a home run into the second deck in right field in the 4th inning off of Garrett Cole, and that was the only run the Royals scored off of Cole in his 5 innings. And it was Lucas's 6th at bat since coming back from the disabled list. He was 1 for 4 yesterday with a single, and then homered in his 2nd at bat today. And now he's hit by a pitch. Garrett Cole gave up 1 run in 5 innings. Colin McHugh gave up 1 run in his 2 innings. It was an unearned run. And now Hunter Dozier with 1 on, 1 out. Oh and 1. There is only one team in the major leagues that has a team ERA. Let me take that back. A starter's ERA and a bullpen ERA in the top 5. One team. Starters and bullpen, their ERA in the top 5. And it's the Astros. And both are in the top 2. They have the best starting ERA and the 2nd best bullpen ERA. The Royals were supposed to see Justin Verlander today, but after the series began, A.J. Hinch moved him to tomorrow and moved up Garrett Cole to today. Little looper into right field, and Springer comes diving in. He had it for a moment, but when his glove hit the ground, the ball popped out. He had a chance for a force out at second base, but didn't get a very good throw. Crowd still appreciates his effort. And Dozier has a bloop single.
He'll take it all day long now. There was a little bit of test there for Duda on the bases. He had to stop, start, accelerate, so I wonder how the foot's feeling. He had it in his glove. The ground caused the fumble there for the ball to come out. But look at him. Good focus, good concentration. Looked like he had it in that glove. Just couldn't secure it.
And now Ryan Goins will hit for the first time. Goins is a Texas native and grew up in Round Rock, which is near Austin and about the same distance to here as it is to Dallas, but he grew up a Rangers fan. So his memories as a child were in Arlington, but one of his fondest memories as a professional was here. Ryan got his first big league hit at this ballpark 5 years ago against Jordan Lyles. One and two. Two balls, two strikes. Seven of Ryan's last 12 hits have been extra base hits. And this time he'll get a single to right field. Duda will be held at third. And the Royals have loaded the bases with one out.
There's a hit for Goins off a lefty. He'll take that. Jersley, all the runs down, and with Duda coming back from a sore foot, no need to push the envelope when we score.
Almonte's been on base all three times. And he lines it to left field, but right at Reddick, who has a good arm, and he fires it all the way to the plate on one hop. But Duda comes down the line. Almonte drives in a run, his first, and it is 10-3.
He tagged it.
Why not in an 8-run game? See how far you can throw it.
Yeah, and then also, you know, the tester for Duda looked good on the bases. Had a little test going from first to second, had to start and stop on that Springer potential catch there, and then he had to tag and go all the way home. Didn't look like there was any limp or anything. That's a good sign.
Strike one on Drew Butera. He is 0 for 3 today. Off the end of the bat, and Reddick jogs into left center field to end the inning. Duda is hit by a pitch. Almonte gets him to the plate, and the Royals get their third run of the day.
Fun Day Sundays, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Enjoy pregame activities for the whole family, including face painters, games in the outfield experience, and pregame player autographs with signature Sundays. After the game, kids under 14 can test their speed round the bases on the field with a Kansas City Zoo Fun Run. Get your tickets at Royals.com/Sunday. There's a beautiful family right there, all of them. The Ramshaws. They came down for this special occasion to be with Ryan as he's recovering from a marrow transplant. He's doing really well. His beautiful wife, Jennifer, Jackson, the whole family came down for this 3-game series, and we're happy to see him.
Got a bat from Salvador Perez the other night.
How about that? It fired him up to the big time. Drew Butera and Salvio are his favorite players. And he got a ball that came up here in the booth earlier. We found that ball, and I wanted him to have it. And I wrote on the ball, hope we never meet in Houston again, because the times we've met here, even though they've been life impacting, we've had great memories here with him, with the ball club. But we're hoping he beats cancer and we don't have to meet here anymore. Here's Kathy, his mom, and Richard. Great support system he has there.
This is Heath Philmeyer's 4th inning today. He's given up 1 run in the first 3 innings. He's done a good job of keeping the ball down. He's gotten a lot of ground ball outs. And this should be another one. Nice big hop for Mondesi. And George Springer has had a miserable season series against the Royals this year, even though his team has had a good season series. It's a whole new ball game with RBI Baseball 18, which delivers an all-new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone. George Springer is 1 out of 25 against the Royals this year. That was a swing, and it's 0-2 on Alex Bregman.
He did a good job against him, no doubt.
Looked like another swing again. Bregman wanted an appeal, but it was the home plate umpire Lance Barrett. He saw enough, so he called it a swing, and that's Philmeyer's first big league strikeout.
Yep. Slider down, Butera, nice job. Now I wonder if, look at Butera. Yeah, there it is. That ball is thrown in there for a souvenir. And he didn't throw it to the ball boy either. He threw that into the authenticator. Good for Drew to remember that.
Evan Gattis will bat for Jose Altuve. Gattis is 0 for 7 in the series with an RBI, which adds to his major league best 24 this month. One ball, 2 strikes. So Jose Altuve does not come up. Altuve was the subject of our sprint trivia question today. Two balls, 2 strikes. Since 2000, Altuve is one of 3 players with consecutive seasons of 200 or more hits, 20 or more home runs, and 100 or more runs scored. Who are the other two?
Well, I throw a couple more names that I came up with, that Pujols and possibly Ichiro. But I don't know if Ichiro had that kind of power.
Yeah, 20 only, he had 20 home runs.
It's got to be Hall of Fame members, somebody. So Pujols, they're pretty safe guess, but I thought Trout and Cabrera was. Hang with them. They're yours.
I was thinking about Jose Abreu.
Hey, yes, there's one. I think that's a definitely one of the two. We need two more. Ooh.
Deep to left field and off the signage board above the boxes. Evan Gattis has driven in 25 this month, and the Astros take an 11-2 lead.
That's a rolling slider. Didn't do a lot. Stayed up there at 83. Gattis waited on it. He knew.
So it's been a little bit of everything for Philmeyer in his big league debut. He has a 1-2-3 inning. He has a ground ball double play. He has his first big league strikeout, and he's also given up a home run. And he falls behind 2-0 on Tyler White. Chop foul. What about Carlos Gonzalez? Did he have any 200 hit seasons?
No, I think Abreu's one of them.
All right, Jose Abreu. Strike three.
Oh,
thanks for playing. Drive home safely.
and all of those are my strikes.
What about, I know it's over. What about, oh, Michael Young. He was a good player for a long time with the Rangers.
Good question again.
That's Philmeyer's second walk. White is down to first, so we're tied with the TV truck.
I don't think they really liked that commanding lead we had early in the season. They kind of started saying, okay. We can make them a little tougher.
Yuli Gurriel has two doubles, a grand slam, 2 runs scored. And he lines it to center field, and Almonte is there. We have achieved the 9th inning.
has begun. Welcome back to Minute Maid Park. Joel Goldberg down by the Royals dugout. And coming up after the game, we will tell you what happened in this one as the Astros bats explode for an 8-run inning plus a catcher's interference call, right or wrong, that certainly impacted all of that. We'll break it down for you here from Ned Yost, get you ready for a quick one-game homestand against the Angels, and then back on the road again. We'll have that, talk more about Heath Philmeyer and all kinds of other good stuff coming up on Boulevard Royals Live. Ryan?
Thank you, Joel. Here's Ken Giles in the top of the 9th inning with a 4.56 ERA. He gave up the game-winning run in the 9th inning on Friday night, which began against Mondesi. Mondesi singled and stole second, and then Herrera tripled him home. And when the inning was over, Giles was hearing the boos, and he's a hot topic of conversation, just getting bits and pieces of sports talk radio here in Houston, walking around the stadium, and they'll have their flagship stations on in the hallways. And the one concern right now for the Astros, 1-2 on Mondesi, is how reliable will Ken Giles be? Not if, the attitude here in Houston, but when the Astros get to the postseason. So he's kind of a lightning rod for criticism right now.
Yeah, you know, so kind of like to stay away from any of that stuff if you can.
Stassi makes a play to get Mondesi. Today's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Herrera checks his swing, and he went too far. Rosell is, on one hand, struck out 3 times today, but he also has an RBI single. Sharply hit to Kemp at second base. Herrera running hard, and they're 2 down. Even in the newspaper, this is a full-page article, and I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I can angle that correctly. But the headline is he beyond saving? That's in the Houston Chronicle. I mean, a whole page. So, you know, the Astros winning a World Series for the first time last year, and they want to go back. They want to win it again. I mean, their team's slogan this year is never settle, and they're playing like champions again. But fair or not, the biggest area of concern right now is Ken Giles. Oh, 2 on Alex Gordon.
Has the stuff.
Giles is 1 strike away from securing this series against the Royals. Up the left field line and foul. $41,823 here today. One ball and 2 strikes. Royals allowed just 4 runs to the Astros in the first 2 games of the series. Really 4 in 1 game. They shut the Astros out on Friday, then 4 in 12 innings yesterday. But Houston comes up with 11 today. That man had the big hit, a grand slam in an 8-run bottom of the second inning. KCA AT HOU, as the designated hitter today, drove in a couple of runs and scored twice. Three balls, 2 strikes. Still alive.
He's got a big fastball. The only issues he's been having is he's just not commanding it at the right time. And Astros might want to get another piece to their bullpen before it's over. I always could add, but that's about the only weakness they have.
If you want to call it a weakness.
I don't even think so. Yeah, you're right. It's a weakness.
And called third strike. Alex is asking where were those calls in the 9th inning for the Royals last night. So the Astros win the series. They win the season series 5-1. And it was a huge inning today. That 8-run bottom of the second inning, Yuri Gurriel capped it with a grand slam. 11-3 Houston. We'll be right back.